Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I thank Chairman Goodlatte from Virginia and thank him for his leadership on this effort. Mr. Chairman, I rise today in support of the Enforce the Law Act. Our founders created a series of checks and balances for our democracy to prevent any one of the three branches of government from becoming too powerful. This separation of powers has always been one of the most important pillars of our political system and an example of good governance for the world to follow. For over 200 years, America has prospered because we adhere to a Constitution that makes each branch's role explicitly clear. The elected representatives in Congress pass laws, the President faithfully enforces them, and an independent judiciary adjudicates disputes. This lesson is so important, we teach it to our school children and articulate it to our citizens so they understand the rules of the road. When we fail to uphold this system and one branch of government begins to tip the scales of power in its favor, we descend towards chaos. Today, we are seeing the system break down. This administration's blatant disregard for the rule of law has not been limited to just a few instances. From gutting welfare reform and No Child Left Behind requirements to refusing to enforce immigration and drug laws, the President's dangerous search for expanded powers appears to be endless. Whether one believes in the merit of the end goal or not, this is not how the executive branch was intended by our founders to act. These actions not only weaken the credibility of our political institutions, they also threaten our chances of returning to a time of robust job growth by creating uncertainty in the economy. This has become most evident with the implementation of the President's disastrous health care law that is wreaking havoc on small businesses, wreaking havoc on wage earners and working families. Even the Washington Post ran a story this weekend detailing how arbitrary changes to Obamacare are creating mass confusion for consumers. Our constituents deserve better. Steps taken by this administration show that it doesn't care for the rule of law or the balance of powers designed by our founders. The only way to reestablish the intent of our Constitution is to create a process by which either chamber of Congress can take the matter to court, which is what this legislation does. It goes hand in hand with a faithful execution of the Law Act, which we'll consider later today. That bill requires the administration to tell Congress when they've decided that they don't like a law and are refusing to do the constitutional duty and enforce it. These bills are not just about President Obama. What if future Republican presidents decide that they don't like the tax increases enacted by Democrats in Congress or a past Democratic president? Can that president just refuse to collect those taxes or reinforce or resist enforcing laws they don't like? No. Any future president must work with Congress to seek changes in laws that need to be reformed. As James Madison said, to see the laws fruitfully executed constitutes the essence of the executive authority. We have an opportunity today to stand together in a bipartisan manner and put mechanisms in place to prevent the executive branch from continually abusing its power, and they remain in place no matter which party controls the White House. So let us pass this legislation and show the American people that we are committed to a government that functions the way it was intended to, within the framework of our Constitution. I want to thank Chairman Goodlatte, Representative Gowdy, Representative DeSantis, and the rest of the Judiciary Committee who have worked so hard on this very important issue. And I strongly urge my colleagues in the House to support the bill. And I yield back.